Shalom, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to say, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and a double honors to the apostles, the elders, and all the bishops of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the elect who's pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth. To you, I say shalom. And to the Aquat out there who's just sitting back, paying attention, listening, and learning in silence, to you, I say shalom. As you can see, the title of this lesson is going to be Habakkuk chapter 1, the Chaldeans used to punish Judah, right? Let me repeat that. It says, Habakkuk chapter 1, the Chaldeans used to punish Judah. So I'm going to go through, this is probably going to be a two-part series because I don't want to make it too long. I want to do like 10 verses in 10 scriptures, and the rest I'm going to leave for tomorrow for part 2. So this is going to be part 1, and then I'm going to do part 2 tomorrow. Right. So first of all, let's establish who Habakkuk is, and what does it mean, the name Habakkuk. I already have that pulled up on my screen, and it says embrace. The name Habakkuk, it means to embrace, right? And it says Habakkuk is a beautiful boy's name of Hebrew origin. So we already established now that Habakkuk is of Hebrew origin, and the name means embrace. Right? Now, also, I want to go into what does the Chaldeans, who were the ancient Chaldeans, and pretty much we're going to go into who the modern day Chaldeans are. Now, I have it pulled up on my phone here. It reads, the Chaldeans appear multiple times in the Bible, primarily connection with Babylon. So this is ancient Babylon. They were an ancient Semitic people who lived in southern Mesopotamia, modern day Iraq, right? So we know that these Babylonians, came from where we know as modern day Iraq, which is pretty much the Persian Gulf, right? The Persian Gulf. And they became dominant in Babylonia during the Neo-Babylonian Empire, 1626 539 BC. So between 1626 and 539 BC, these Chaldeans were there, right? So now the Chaldeans, these people were witches and warlocks, right? And they were witches and warlock in ancient Babylonia. And today, the modern day Babylonians, the modern day Chaldeans are these Edomites, especially the ones in America. Canada too, but especially the ones in America. They are the modern day Babylonians, the modern day Chaldeans, the modern day witches and warlocks. Because best believe these super elites, they are into witchcraft, right? They are into witchcraft, right? So you got this, you got Kill Gates, Klaus Schwab, Larry Fink, Yuval, Nova, Harari. You got the top elite bankers, such as like the Rothschilds, the Rockefeller. Like these people are just a few of these modern day so-called Babylonians, the Chaldeans, the top elites. These are who they are today. So just to give you an understanding, when I get into the precept where we're going. So without any more delays, let's get into it. We're gonna do Habakkuk chapter 1. So what I want to do is I want to do it in the KJV and I want to do it in the NLT, and we're going to break it down. All right. So it reads Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 1. The burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. So we already established that the name Habakkuk means to embrace. And we established that he's a prophet, and a prophet to who? The children of Israel, because we know he's of Hebrew descent. The Most High only speaks to his prophets, to his people, right? So verse 2, it reads, O Lord, Yahweh, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear, even cry out unto thee of violence and thou wilt not save. Let's go into the NLT. Verse 2. It says, how long, O Yahweh, must I call for help, but you do not listen? Violence is everywhere. I cry, but you do not come to save. So this is Habakkuk crying out to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, right? And this sentiment, these cries that he's crying, he's not the only one who cried, because the prophets before him, the prophets like who? Like Isaiah, like Jeremiah, like Ezekiel, right? Um, Job, all the prophets, Ezra, all these prophets, they've been crying this same cry, asking the Most High the same questions, right? Uh, let's get uh, let's get Psalms 31:15. Psalms 31:15. Now this is Psalms 31:15. It says, "My times are in thy hand," meaning my life is in your hand, speaking to Yahweh. "Deliver me from the hand of mine enemies and from them that persecute me." So we know that the enemies are these other nations, especially the Edomites, right? These are the enemies of the men of the Lord, right? Verse 16, "Make thy face to shine upon thy servant. Save me for thy mercy's sake." So the prophet here is crying to the Lord to save him, right? Save me. That's what he's saying. But what happened? The Mosai is not saving them. Not time yet, right? Let's go into why these cries are going unanswered. Why? This is Baruch 4:6. It says, "Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you move Yahweh to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies." Right? So during this Assyrian Babylonian Empire, this captivity that you were under, what I'm saying? The Most High placed you there for a reason. And the reason why you're there is because you move Yahweh to wrath. You were sold to these nations, not for your destruction, because the Most High is not going to destroy you, right? He's not going to get rid of you, but he's using these nations to punish you, right? And this is one of the four beasts that Daniel saw in Daniel 7, right? This is the Media Persian Empire. No, this is the Assyrian Babylonian Empire. This is the first beast, right? This is the first beast that you're under. This is your first major captivity after you left Egypt, right? So imagine the Most High brought you up out of the land of Egypt, gave you statutes, laws, judgments, commands, and tell you not to do certain things. But what you did, you went out there when you did the same thing, same way. You went out there when you broke all the laws, the statutes, commandments. You worship false gods. You worship idols. You know what I'm saying? You do all the things that the Egyptians were doing, which the Most High warned you not to do. So what do you think? He's going to come down here and take a belt and whoop you? No, he's going to send these nations after you. He's going to let these nations do the work that you deserve, which is your whipping, which is what you're going through. Verse 7, "For he provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to Yahweh." Right? So imagine you're sacrificing, you're making sacrifices to other gods when the Most High was the one who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. He raised up Pharaoh so you can see the power in this hand. That's what he did. And you saw these miraculous works. You saw these wonders. But as soon as you left Egypt, you went into the wilderness. You built a golden calf. You worshiped that. You went into the land. The Most High told you not to do as the Canaanites did when you go into their land. But what you did, you went there. You did what the Canaanites were doing. You started worshiping their gods. You made gods of your own, right? But all the gods of all the other gods are idols. Paraphrasing, roughly paraphrasing, right? Um, Verse 8, it says, "Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and have grieved Jerusalem that nourished you." Right? Now let's get back into verse 3, KJV. "Why doest thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievances? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raised up strife and contention." Let's get verse 3 in the NLT. It says, "Must I forever see these evil deeds? Of course, you moved Yahweh to wrath. Why must I watch all this misery? Wherever I look, I see destruction and violence. I am surrounded by many people who love to argue and fight." Right? Now I want to get another precept. All right. So this precept is going to be um, Psalms 59 and 2. So this is Psalms 59 and verse 2. It says, "Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from the bloody men." Who are these bloody men? These are these Edomites, these modern day Chaldeans, these Babylonians, right? These are the ones that you want to be delivered from in ancient times and in modern times, because we want to be delivered from these modern day Babylonians. We see the wrath that they're coming down with, right? We see what they're doing. So we're begging Yahweh Shem Yahushai to deliver us from them. But it's not time yet. It's not time yet, right? And it says, for verse 3, "For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord." Right? Let's grab another precept, Psalms 94 and 3. So this is Psalms 94 and 3. It says, "Lord, Yahweh, how long shall the wicked, how long shall the wicked triumph?" So he's asking, how long shall these wicked people rule? How long shall they triumph over us? Right? It says, "How long shall they utter and speak hard things? And are the workers of iniquity boast themselves?" And we see this day in and day out when they have these gatherings in Davos and in these mountains in Switzerland. We see how they boast and brag and carry themselves, flying on their private jets, talking about climate change. You know, we see what they do. We see how they live. Saying that the have-nots will have to use virtual reality to go on vacation, while the rich travel on their vacation and do what they want to do. We see how they live. We see what they want to do, right? Verse 5, "They break in pieces thy people, O Lord Yahweh, and afflict thine heritage," right? The pain and suffering of the Lord's people is continuous. It's not ended yet, right? They break the people. They broke their backs during slavery. Even right now in modern day slavery, people can't even get no jobs. We see what's going on, right? Let's continue in Habakkuk. It says, "Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth." Right? Let's go to verse 4 in the NLT. "The law has become paralyzed, and there is no justice in the courts. The wicked far outnumber the righteous, so that justice has become perverted." Let me read that one more time. The law has become paralyzed. One second, let me grab a precept real quick. Isaiah 10 and 1. Before I read that, let me read this first. It says, "The law has become paralyzed, and there is no justice in the courts. The wicked far outnumber the righteous, so that justice has become perverted." Right? And when you read Isaiah 10 and 1, it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree, and that write grievousness, which they have prescribed." And we see this day in and day out. Right? These people live above the law. The law has no bearing on them. They do what they want to do, pretty much, right? Verse 5. So, verse 5, it says, "Behold, ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told to you." Right? I want to get another precept. This precept reads, it says, He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He has not dealt so with any nation, and for his judgment they have not known them. The reason why I got that precept is because here we see in this verse, it says, though it be told to you. So this message was given to you. So this message was given to the children of Israel, the Hebrew, right? So it says, behold, he among the heathen, right? Is speaking amongst you that are amongst the heathen, that are living amongst the heathen, right? And regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which he will not believe. So the work that he's going to be working in your days is these chariots that's going to be coming down to deliver the children of Israel, right? The message that are going out, right? A lot of you people won't believe it, even though it was told to you, right? Let's get that into the NLT. Verse 5, the Lord replied, look around at the nations, look and be amazed, for I am doing something in your own day, something you wouldn't believe, even if someone told you about it. Right? Verse 6, I am raising up the Babylonians, a cruel and violent people. So just like the Most High rose up Pharaoh, is the same way he's raising up these Babylonians. He's putting these Babylonians over you, right? They will march across the world and conquer the lands. Let's go into Job 9:24. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. I'm just going to read this part. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? So when you go back here, it says, I am raising up the Babylonians, a cruel and violent people. They will march across the world and conquer other lands. So we see this day in and day out. The land of America is not theirs. The land of Canada is not theirs. New Zealand is not theirs. Australia is not theirs. Africa is not theirs. You know what I'm saying? But these people went around the world, conquered, and took these lands and called it their own. They call it after their own names. Right? So these lands weren't theirs, but they took it. But guess what? The Most High allowed them to do it. Because why? He gave them the world. The world is given into the hands of the wicked. Who gave it to them? I didn't give it to them. You didn't give it to them. Yahweh Bashem Yashai is the one who gave it to them. Right? Let's go into verse 8. Verse 7, I mean. Let's go into the... It says they are terrible and dreadful. They are terrible and dreadful. Right? Look at what's going on in Palestine. That's not humane. I mean, we know the Most High is in charge, but he allowed the wicked to do it, right? So they can be judged. But look at how wicked they are. It says they are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves, right? And these people have no dignity. They don't have no class. You get what I'm saying? Let's read it in the NLT. It says they are notorious for their cruelty. Come on, man. They are wicked. They are notorious for their cruelty. And they do whatever they like. Where do you think these kids that are going missing, where do you think they end up? Where do you think these kids end up, man? I'm just going to leave it at that. Now let's go to verse 8 in the KJV. Now verse 8, it says, their horses also are swifter than the leopards, right? So we know that horses mean power. So they have so much power, right? And their horses are also swifter than leopards. And you know, leopards are the fastest. The leopards are one of the fastest running animals, right? No. It says their horses also are swifter than leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. So this is actually speaking about their military might, the power within their military, right? So they're saying that their military is swifter than a leopard, and we know that a leopard is very swift, right? And are more fierce than the evening wolves. So we know that they're evil, they're wicked, right? So they are more fierce than the evening wolves, right? And their horsemen shall spread themselves, right? And like I said, this is speaking about their military might. And the end it says, they shall fly as the eagle that hasteth. And when you go into Obadiah 1 and verse 4, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thyself among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So even though they exalt themselves and act like they're more powerful and stronger than anyone else, the Most High is going to bring them down to ground. So pretty much the Most High is raising up these Babylonians, these Chaldeans, these modern day Babylonians, these modern day Chaldeans, these modern day witches and warlocks. He's raising them up, giving them all this power, because when he's ready to bring them down, the whole world is going to watch and be amazed. Is this the man? Let me grab that. Is this is they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. This is Isaiah 14 and 16 and verse 17. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? Remember, these people were going around using their hammer, beating people in the head, taking their lands by violence. The most powerful nation on planet Earth. So people are going to look and they're going to be like, hey, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroy the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? Is this that man? People are going to be wondering about this man, right? Because he was once all powerful, right? But he who made him and gave him all the power stripped him of his power and took him down to the ground in front of the entire world. Now he's become a spectacle, right? Something to look at and laugh at, right? Now let's go to verse 9. It says, "Ho, they come, all bent on violence. Their hordes advance like the desert wind, sweeping captives ahead of them like sand." Let's get it in the in the KJV. They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. One more time. It says, "Oh, they come all bent on violence." So they're gonna come ready with violence, man. The hordes advance like a desert wind. So meaning they're coming strong and fast, sweeping captives ahead of them. So they're gonna come and they're gonna just do pure wickedness in the land, right? And they're gonna come fast, right? They scoff at kings and princes and scorn all their fortresses. So they're scoffing pretty much. They're saying, yo, these people are nobody. You know what I mean? I say, man, I don't care about these princes and these kings, right? Look what they did to Libya. They took it down. Syria, right? Afghanistan, Iraq. Look at what they did to those places. They don't care about those kings, right? They scoff at them and did what? Went there and destroyed them. They simplify ramps of earth against their walls and capture them. Let's get that in the KJV, verse 10. And they shall scoff at kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it, right? So these people take everything by force. Anything they want, they take it by force. They came to the Americas, they gave the native people blankets with smallpox in it, shoot them, kill them, took their land, right? And did what? Have a day for where they celebrate that shit. Thanksgiving. you know? This is how they live, man. This is how they live. Verse 11. This is going to be my final precept because, like I said, I don't want to make it too long. So I'm going to make that my final precept. And then tomorrow I'll just do a part 2. Or I'll do a part 2 another day. It says, they sweep past like the wind and are gone, but they are deeply guilty, for their own strength is in their power. So their own strength is in their military might. Their own strength is in their money. Their own strength is their God. They worship their money and they worship their military because they feel like because they're the strongest military in the world, they can go about the world and do as they please. This is how they live, right? This is how they live. Let's get that in the KJV. Verse 11. Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend, impotent his power unto his God, right? So he's thinking that because he's all powerful, because he's almighty, he can just go around the world slinging his hammer, doing whatever he wants, take whatever he wants, destroying the children of Israel, breaking their backs, breaking their faces. But what he doesn't understand is that the Most High gave him this power, and the Most High will strip him of his power. But it's just not time yet. His time is not up yet. Wait just a little while, just a little longer, right? So Habakkuk is crying out for the children of Israel, asking the Most High, when is he going to deliver them from the calamity, from the chastisement, from the breaking of backs, for the judgment, for the punishment that they're going through? He's asking, and we're asking, day in and day out, on the highways and the byways, we're asking. But all we have is patience. We have to wait. It's patiently waiting. That's what we're doing. We're waiting for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai to lay the sledgehammer down on these heathen, right? And deliver his people, his elect from amongst them and destroy this place, man. That's what we're waiting for, right? But anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to do a part two. And the part two is going to be from verse 12 to verse 17. I just want to finish it off. Yeah, man. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash. Again, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, the teachers of great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the elect men who's pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. To you, I say shalom.